Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about some of the worst quality fragrances in my collection. So I'm just gonna start this video off by saying if you are easily offended, if you don't like to hear anybody be critical of a fragrance that you might really love or that might really work for you, and if that is gonna drive you to anger and then to leave a nasty comment on this video, please click out now. I very rarely make any kind of negative content, and I don't even consider this negative because every single one of these fragrances, aside from I think one that I'm about to talk about, I love. They're obviously they're in my collection. I love them, but I can also admit when something is not the best quality. So anyways, I just want to preface it with that. If you think that this might make you mad, please just move on. I'm putting out content every day right now, and I will have another video that you may enjoy tomorrow. So anyways, with that being said, let's jump right in. These are a whole bunch of fragrances that are the worst quality because number one, they're just cheap and not very good quality. Or number two, they smell amazing. They don't smell cheap or anything, but they just perform terribly. And because of that, I find them to be low quality fragrances. So with that being said, I'm gonna jump right in. I've got quite a few. Okay, so the first one we're gonna talk about, this one is kind of a given. These are perfumes that I picked up. These are Disney Tsum Tsum perfumes. I've got this one, which is the Ariel one, and then I've got the Elsa, the Frozen Elsa one. I picked these up strictly for the bottles. When Charlotte was little, she went through a Tsum Tsum phase, and so we started buying them. She quickly lost interest in them, but I am like kind of obsessed with Tsum Tsums, so I kept buying them. I've got an entire like Tupperware bin full of Tsum Tsums because I love them. I'm kind of obsessed with them. So when I saw that there were perfumes that actually had Tsum Tsums for the cap, I had to have them. They were like $6 or $7. I've sprayed them a few times. They're really bad quality. They smell okay. They don't smell like super cheap or like, you know, they're not horrible, but you're gonna get maybe 20 minutes out of one of these perfumes. I think they're meant for children, so they're really watered down, and yeah, they're just really not meant to be worn for me. So again, I bought them strictly for the bottles. I love them. I keep them in the packaging because I just think that they're the cutest thing in the world. But yeah, they're not very good quality at all. So those are these Disney Tsum Tsum perfumes. Okay, this next one is probably going to make people mad. Just know that I love this perfume, but I don't think that it's maybe the best quality in the world. So, and that perfume that I'm talking about is this one here. This is the Rehab Dalal perfume. Now the oils are a different story. You know, the oils, some of the oils aren't the most expensive smelling thing in the world, but they're still like super wearable and fun, and I still love them. I absolutely adore this fragrance, but the perfumes, the spray perfumes, are just not very good quality at all. Anytime I wear an Rehab spray perfume, I get maybe an hour or so out of it. If you layer this over the oil, it lasts a little bit longer. You can get maybe about 4 hours or so if it's layered, but the perfume on its own is really bad. And it definitely doesn't smell low quality at all. It smells, in fact, when you spray it, it smells so beautiful and rich and warm and deep and syrupy, and like it's gonna be a perfume that actually lasts, but it just doesn't. It just does not perform well. And these are like $5, so they're not gonna be made out of the most expensive materials. They're just not. So yeah, I mean, it's a cheap perfume. It's a cheap perfume that I absolutely adore though, that I love. I think it smells amazing. If you're a person that likes gourmand fragrances, caramely, kind of slightly nutty, warm perfumes, I think you would love this, but it's just, you know, it's not the most high quality perfume in the world. And I feel like that about most of my Rehab spray perfumes and some of the oils even, but I still adore them. I love wearing them, and for the price, it's not like you're overpaying for these. So for the price, they're perfectly fine. But anyways, that is Al Rehab Dalal. Okay, next we have this one here. I just talked about this in my What I Wore Last Week video. There's my kitty. She loves to come sit up here when I film. So anyways, this is the Clinique My Happy Cookies and Kisses, and this goes for this entire line. I've probably smelled 6 or 7 of the fragrances from this line, and they all smell really good, but they're just not very good quality. I basically just treat them like a body spray because they last like a body spray. In fact, I've got body sprays that perform better than these perfumes. So they're just like really, really weak. They're kind of watery. They smell so good. They don't smell cheap or anything, but they just perform really badly, which tells you that they aren't made out of the most expensive materials. There is definitely, I know a lot of people don't want to believe that there's a direct correlation between how a perfume performs and the quality of materials that are used, but there definitely is. Now, I do have some perfumes in my collection, like perfect example, Matthew Meleg Madeleine Peach. It is an amazing perfume. It is as good of quality as you can get. His perfumes are made with incredible materials. He sources only the best. However, that perfume, after you wear it for a while, it does kind of start to wear closer to the skin. So it's not gonna project like a beast. It's not like a crazy strong perfume, but even after it starts to wear really close to the skin, you can still smell it. You can still smell it on your skin. You can still smell it on your clothing because the materials are just good quality and they last. Stuff like this, the materials aren't great quality, which is why, and it's mostly alcohol that you're spraying with very little actual materials. So that's why these wear off in like 30 minutes, because as soon as that alcohol evaporates, there aren't good quality materials to kind of anchor it. That's why they wear off so quickly. So there is a different, not every single really good quality perfume has to be a beast, and I don't want it to seem like that's what I'm saying, because I definitely have fragrances in my collection that are amazing quality and are not beasts and are not like the longest lasting crazy strong perfumes, but there's a difference. I hope that made sense. But anyways, yeah, this whole line is really bad, really, really bad. So that is Clinique My Happy Cookies and Kisses. Okay, this next one is pretty much the whole house. This is a Rive perfume. This is Rive Pearl. This might be the worst Rive I have ever tried. It is, as far as performance goes, I mean, just as far as quality goes, it's just not very good quality either. It doesn't smell very good quality. I mean, it smells like a cheap perfume. And it is a cheap perfume, but it smells really, really good, which is why I don't care if it's a cheap perfume, and I don't care that it doesn't last very long. This is one of those fragrances that, again, I treat it like a body spray. This one actually reminds me just a little bit of Trussardi Donna. That's kind of what it smells like, is Trussardi Donna, but think of like a really watered down, really like a body spray version of Trussardi Donna. That's basically what this is. It's really beautiful. It's like a light, kind of soapy, a little bit sweet floral. But oh my gosh, it's so bad. I can get maybe 15 minutes out of this. This is one of those perfumes that I will spray on like a body spray when I get out of the shower, if I just want to smell really like fresh and nice for, you know, a little bit. And then I'm gonna spray on another perfume or something. But yeah, quality is really, really bad on this one. Number one, it performs terribly and is just not a very good perfume. But number two, it doesn't smell super, super cheap. Like, you know, I wouldn't be embarrassed like walking around in it thinking that people are gonna think I smell cheap. But it also doesn't smell like the most expensive thing in the world either, but I still love it. So that's why I keep it in my collection. I still really enjoy this. I think it smells beautiful. It's clean. I love wearing it when I first get out of the shower. Very fresh, floral, and I love it. So anyways, but I think most Rives are pretty are pretty bad as far as quality goes. They're not the most expensive perfumes in the world, so you're not gonna get the most expensive materials in the world. So anyways, that is Rive Pearl. This is Katy Perry Meow, and this could go for Per as well. These just are not, these are pretty cheap smelling perfumes. I love them. I think that they're so fun and I love them, but I will tell you, I bought these mostly for the bottles. I just wanted the cat bottles because I love cats. So yeah, I bought them strictly for the bottles. I couldn't have cared less about the liquid inside. Luckily, I like both of them. I very rarely ever wear them because they perform really, really badly. I can get, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour maybe. They perform like a body spray. They're just not, yeah. They smell, when you first spray it in the air, they smell a lot stronger than they actually are. But once you spray them on, I mean, they're so bad. They're so bad. And both of them smell kind of cheap. I'm not gonna lie. They smell like kind of, I don't know, cheap synthetic caramel. They really don't smell expensive at all. They smell very juvenile. They're just not the best perfumes in the world. They're some of the worst that I've got in my collection for sure. But yeah, I do love these perfumes and that's why I keep them in my collection, because I do love them. But I'm not gonna lie, I do keep them mostly for the bottles. That's what I bought them for and that's what I love them for. But perfumes are not horrible, but they're not great. That's for sure. So anyways, that is Katy Perry Meow and Per, really. Okay, this next one, this is gonna be controversial because this is a clean perfume brand and the quality of the materials that they use is really, really good because it is a clean brand. It's safe to, I think for the most part, I haven't really dug into the ingredients, so you know, I don't want to make any bold claims like saying that all of the ingredients are safe to spray on your skin. These aren't gonna disrupt your hormones or do all of the nasty things that every other perfume does, because I don't know for sure. They claim to be a very clean perfume brand. Let me tell you who we're talking about. This is Skylar and this is Vanilla Sky. I have quite a few from Skylar. I love them. I think they're beautiful perfumes, but they don't last long at all. And I think it's because they're so clean. It's just kind of the nature of them. I love this perfume. This is a beautiful vanilla. It's got an espresso note in it. It's like a warm, fluffy, not overly sweet, just really beautiful vanilla. But this lasts, and I've got the eau de parfum too. This is an eau de toilette. I've got the eau de parfum as well. And both of them, they last maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour if I'm lucky. They perform so badly, and because of that, they're just, in my eyes, they're just not very good quality fragrances. Now, again, as far as the actual quality of the materials go, I think they're using very high quality materials because they're really a very clean brand. They're supposed to be very safe for you and again, not harmful like most other fragrances are, but they just perform really badly. That's one thing. I would love to figure out a way to make a clean perfume brand that of fragrances that actually last. I'll have to do some research and figure out if that's even possible. But yeah, unfortunately, I just think that these are not very good. They're just not very good perfumes. They smell amazing, but they perform really, really badly. And so because of that, to me, they're just, you're really not getting what you're paying for. If you're a person that's really, really concerned about not spraying anything harmful on your body, you know, if you're the kind of person that you don't wear cosmetics or anything like that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am very concerned about it. I quit wearing regular deodorant like maybe back in 2005, 2006. I started just making my own deodorant because that was back before you could even find like commercially made not bad deodorants. So I would just make my own. I've been using natural toothpaste and things like that for a very long time. For the most part, I'm pretty clean when it comes to the body care products I use. Perfume is my one indulgence where I wear perfume and knowing that it's not good for me, but I love it, and I have limited a lot of my exposure in other areas, including food. So I don't feel so super bad about, you know, wearing my perfume. However, if you're the kind of person that is really, really concerned to the point where you literally do not want any kind of toxins on you at all, and you don't wear perfume because of that, there's no sense in buying a perfume like this that you're not gonna really get any enjoyment out of, because you're gonna spend a lot of money. These are pretty expensive fragrances. They're more than $100, I think. And for something that you're gonna smell for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, you may as well not even wear perfume. You can find essential oils that will last, that will be nuclear on you, that will perform like a beast. So you may as well just buy and use natural essential oils that you're gonna get enjoyment out of and are gonna actually last, and not spend over $100 on a perfume that you're gonna spray on and not be able to smell 20 minutes later. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's how I feel about this brand, so I'll just let it go there. But anyways, that is Skylar Vanilla Sky. Okay, this next one, this is Gucci Guilty. This is Gucci Guilty Pour Femme. This is the perfume that I wore on my wedding day, and it was the most disappointing perfume experience of my life. I think it was brand new when it had first came out. My husband and I were smelling perfumes. He liked this one, so I wore it. It's an okay perfume. What I did like about it at that time was it's a really nice kind of slightly musky floral, and I liked the idea of this for being a wedding fragrance, the scent itself, but it performs so badly. And I'm gonna tell you, like, most Gucci fragrances perform terribly. I could have put every Gucci fragrance that I own in my collection, and I do have another one that we're gonna talk about, but I could put every Gucci fragrance that I own in this video, because I think that they are some of the worst quality designer scents on the market. They perform terribly. They're mostly alcohol, very little materials are actually being used, or very low concentration of materials are being used in these fragrances, which is why they're such poor quality and they perform so badly. Gucci is one of the worst offenders. I mean, one of the worst offenders. They are charging hundreds, you know, over $100 a bottle for these perfumes, and you are paying for mostly scented alcohol. I mean, and a very low percentage of the actual scent, like mostly alcohol. So yeah, Gucci is a house that actually makes me mad, because they're such a ripoff. So anyways, yeah, that is Gucci Guilty Pour Femme. This next one, this is Pinrose Secret Genius. I adore this fragrance. I think it's beautiful. Well, it's like kind of a caramely, sweet, warm fragrance, but it's awful. I mean, it performs terribly. I think this is another kind of clean brand, kind of like Skylar. So I think it's the same kind of situation, if I remember correctly. I'm not super familiar with Pinrose as a house, but I want to say that they claim to be like a clean perfume brand, but it's the same thing. I would rather, if I were so concerned about not putting chemicals on and wanted to wear a perfume, wanted to smell good, I would just wear essential oils. I wouldn't mess with a perfume like this. It's not worth it. Why do you want to pay over $100 for a bottle of something that you're going to get no enjoyment out of, really, because you're going to be able to smell it for all of 15 or 20 minutes? That's how this one is too. So I feel like it's just not very good. It's not a very good quality fragrance. It smells good. It doesn't smell cheap or anything, but again, concentration of actual materials that are used is just not good, and that's why you don't get any longevity out of it. So anyways, that is Secret Genius from Pinrose. This next one, this is a straight up drugstore perfume. This didn't always smell cheap and terrible. Back in the 80s, I had bottles of this. I loved it. I didn't think it smelled cheap back then, but these days, oh my gosh. This is Exclamation from Coty. Coty makes Exclamation. This just smells straight up cheap at this point. It didn't always used to be like that. And it's not horrible. I like it. I would even wear it, to be honest. I keep it in my collection because it's one of my old, you know, because I wore it when I was a kid and I love it. It's super nostalgic for me. I mean, the bottle alone, I absolutely adore, but it's terrible. The quality is horrible and it really does smell cheap. Again, not in like a derogatory way where I wouldn't wear it. I would totally wear this and it would probably smell good on me. I don't think I've ever worn this new bottle, but I think it would probably smell good. Like I wore Samba. I've got the new formulation of Samba. I wore that, I don't know, maybe like a year ago, and that thing was an absolute beast. That one is not in this video because that perfume, even to this day, performs crazy good. And it didn't smell, it doesn't smell super high quality, but it does smell a little bit cheap, but not like in an embarrassing cheap way. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do. I love the way this smells. It just doesn't smell at all the way that it did back in the 80s. And the quality is horrendous. It's so bad. And it smells watered down and cheap now. And I hate that. But I do still love it. But anyways, that is Coty Exclamation. Next is, this one is gonna be controversial. I know that this is gonna piss people off, but I think that this perfume is terrible quality. As much as I love it, and I love how it smells, I love the bottle, I love everything about this fragrance, but I think that the quality is so bad, and that is Prada Candy. It kills me, it pains me to say it, but it's just a bad quality perfume. Again, it's the concentration of actual scented materials that they're using is so low that it lasts all of, I don't know, I can get maybe an hour out of Prada Candy. It's terrible, like really terrible. And you know it's bad because there are fragrances on the market that smell like Prada Candy that last forever. There's no reason why these designers are not making fragrances that last, because there are hundreds and thousands of niche houses out there that are doing it, of indie houses out there that are doing it. There's no reason why designers can't do it too. And the designers have way more money than most of these niche houses and these indie houses. These are small little houses that actually have pride in their perfumes and are putting amazing materials into them. And then you've got huge conglomerates like the people that own Prada that are selling you scented alcohol that you have to continually spray on every 20 minutes so that you go through a bottle of perfume a month, because they know that they can get people that only know about designer. They don't know anything about niche. They don't know anything about the fragrance world. So they'll get people that way to buy bottle after bottle after bottle because their perfumes just don't last. So as much as I love this fragrance, I think that it is the worst. It's one of the worst quality fragrances in my collection by far. But yeah, that is Prada Candy. Okay, this next one, we're gonna talk about a couple of Pacifica fragrances. I adore Pacifica fragrances. There's a place for them in my collection. This is another house that is, or brand. It's not even, I wouldn't even consider Pacifica a house, it's a brand. They are, this is a very clean makeup brand. Again, I've never gone down the rabbit hole of how clean this brand actually is. I'm sure there are people out there that have found questionable ingredients, which is why I try not to ever like definitively say something is clean, because you know what might be clean for me might not be clean for somebody who's really, really like hardcore about it. But anyways, they claim to be an incredibly clean brand. I think that they're safe to wear without being like endocrine disruptors, without being, you know, nasty and toxic like all of the other fragrances in my collection. But again, they are terrible. The quality is bad. As far as Now for me, these aren't nearly as bad as the Skylar. I think that Skylar is way worse as far as performance goes, and the quality of the materials that they're using are really, really good, I think. Again, they're very clean. They're like a very conscientious brand, and I think that they use amazing quality materials, but I don't know if it's just the concentration that they're using or if they're just, because they're so clean, that you can't get clean materials that are gonna give you that like long-lasting quality. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, both this one and like Silver Moon, and it doesn't matter which. Now, I will tell you, I have a French Lilac one. That thing is a monster, but I think it's because it's made with probably like a lilac essential oil or something, or a lilac extract of some sort, and lilacs are like one of the most fragrant flowers on the planet. They're so strong, and because of that, I think that they were able to make a perfume that was clean and still very long lasting, but it's kind of an anomaly. The rest of their fragrances are just really, really bad, just so bad. Some of the worst in my collection, but I love them. And again, there's a place for them. I like to wear them sometimes when I'm not feeling good and I really just don't want a strong perfume or anything that's gonna hang around a long time. I like them for when I just first get out of the shower and I wanna wear something like while I'm getting ready, but then after I get ready, this will have worn off and then I can spray on my perfume for the day. You know, I use them in instances like that, and I really enjoy them for that. But anyways, yeah, those are Pacifica fragrances. Okay, this next one, I ordered this because somebody like recommended it or asked me if I would order this and compare it to Choco Musk from Rehab. This is Al-Nuaim. I think Al-Nuaim Chocolate Musk. It's so weird. This is one of the cheapest smelling, I mean, this might be the cheapest smelling fragrance that I have in my collection. It's like the most cheap synthetic smelling chocolate I've ever smelled. I really don't like a synthetic chocolate note. I think the only perfume that I have that has a synthetic chocolate note in it that I actually enjoy is the Casserole Yes I Am Delicious, because it smells like a Tootsie Roll. But other than that, I really don't love a chocolate, like a synthetic chocolate note. This might be the cheapest smelling perfume I've got in my collection. This is one that I would actually be embarrassed to wear. I keep it because I really don't know what else to do with it. I might use it as like in fact, that's what I'll do with it. I'll use it as like an air freshener. But I would not want to smell like this. I would be embarrassed to be walking around smelling like this. And this is one that I think I thought it was fine when I first bought it, but I really didn't spend any time with it. But now that I've had it for, you know, a while, this is just not a perfume I would want to wear. It smells incredibly cheap and terrible quality and just bad. So anyways, that is Al-Nuaim Chocolate Musk. Okay, this next one, this is a perfume that I absolutely love. I think it smells amazing. It's a stunning fragrance, but it is one of the worst quality perfumes in my collection, and that is Jennifer Aniston, just the original Jennifer Aniston. I love the way this smells. It is the most beautiful, delicate, airy, 80s style, like beachy floral. It's gorgeous. In fact, I should have included this in my Jasmine video because it's got a beautiful jasmine note in it. I absolutely love it, but it's awful. It's one of the worst performing fragrances in my collection. Again, it's just so watered down, and you can just tell that there's just that the concentration of fragrance in this is so low that it doesn't even withstand, like, or it doesn't even last an hour. I mean, it's one of those that I basically smell it when I spray it on, and then after, even like 5 minutes after I spray it on, it just doesn't last at all. So yeah, it's just a really, really terrible quality perfume. There are so many other celebrity scents on the market that are way better than this, I absolutely love how this smells though. It's one of, as far as what it smells like, it's one of my favorite celebrity scents that I've ever smelled. It smells incredible. The quality is just so, so bad. I have more, like, I guess I have more understanding when it comes to a not so great quality celebrity scent, because they're typically not super expensive. You're not paying a whole lot for them. So it doesn't, like, you know, bother me so much, but still, you don't want to pick up a perfume, or you don't want to spend any money on a perfume that is, you're just not going to enjoy. Like, this is not a fragrance that I will purchase again, because there's no point in it, really. Number one, I don't want to spray something on me that is not the best thing for me in the world, if I'm not going to get any enjoyment out of it. So it doesn't make any sense. I do adore this perfume though, and it kills me that it's such a poor quality fragrance. So anyways, that is Jennifer Aniston, just the original Jennifer Aniston. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got another Gucci, and I'm gonna end this by raking Gucci over the coals, because I think they are the worst offenders in the market when it comes to making poor quality fragrances, especially for the amount of money that these designer brands rake in, and the amount of money that they have at their disposal to actually be able to make good quality things. And the fact that they're making fragrances that are so low quality, for me, is just, it's inexcusable. And now that we're finding out that their purses are, like, half of them are made out of plastic. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but yeah, like, a lot of these, like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all of these really expensive bags, are actually made with some kind of a weird plastic coating, or I don't know. I saw it in passing and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, they're selling terrible quality perfume, plastic bags, and charging you $3,000 for it. But anyways, this is Gucci Guilty Pour Femme Love Edition, and I love this perfume. It's a beautiful, soft, kind of slightly fruity, a tiny bit powdery, kind of floral. I love it. It's really dreamy smelling, but it's abysmal. I get maybe, I mean, I would be lucky to get 30 minutes out of this perfume. I keep it because I love how it smells, and again, it's one of those that I can just treat it like a body spray. I'll spray it on when I, like, first get out of the shower, enjoy it for a hot second while I'm, like, getting ready, and then spray on a real perfume, you know, for the rest of the day. But yeah, these are the perfumes for me that are completely inexcusable, because they're very expensive. They, brands like this have a lot of money at their disposal. They're putting more money into the advertising of these perfumes to get people to buy them than they are the actual materials that they're using to make the perfumes, so that there's actually some value there for the customer. And it makes me really mad. So anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna rag on them too hard anymore, or, you know, too hard, because I have already, but yeah, Gucci is one of the worst offenders. So anyways, that is Gucci Guilty Pour Femme Love Edition. And that is gonna be it, guys. I will not do another really negative video like this for a while, because I know this, I'll get some hate comments. People always get pissed when I talk about them. But I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.